Describe Innovation Lab in one word.
Collaborative. That was my word.
Revolutionary.
Limitless.
Freedom.
Different. Cooperative.
Independent.
Ambitious.
Fun. Creative.
Awesome.
I think Innovation Lab is a really great opportunity for teachers and students to work together to sort of ask what if, like what if we tried this in school? What could school look like? What can projects look like? And it really allows students to put their own take and their own spin on things, both as individuals and as groups, as you work on a project and really make something that the team or the individual becomes so invested in and then gets to show publicly. And that's, I think, really satisfying for the students and the teachers. One of the really wonderful characteristics for me about Innovation Lab is the sense of community, and part of that is a space thing because the classrooms are together and you move throughout the day through the classrooms, but it's also about working together on projects of mutual interest. So students and teachers come together around intellectual ideas, emotional ideas, social ideas that they all feel an investment in, and those conversations then continue outside the classroom. And those conversations become about making something, which is then displayed in a way to the community where we step out and we say, hey, we're Innovation Lab. And those opportunities to say, we're Innovation Lab, come look at what we've done, really fosters a sense of participation and ownership for everybody, and I find that really meaningful.
For example, we have the humanities where we teach English and social studies together in a 2-hour block, and we use that time in a flexible way so that students can learn the content through the projects. One example of a project we've done, as you know, is the social issues project in the junior humanities 11 class, and the students are asked to really pursue any social issue that they think is interesting, and then to talk about whether or not they believe the government is doing a good job in trying to resolve the particular social issue and what the community has done to try to resolve the social issue. What's exciting about the project is not just the research part of it, but that students were allowed to then get creative and create a public service announcement to have action so that the community can go out and try to solve the problem.
Students also have the opportunity to do the National History Day project, where they get to study anything they want and related to a specific theme, and they get the chance to either make a documentary, do a performance, create a museum exhibit. One of the coolest things about National History Day, I think, is that students get to interview people that lived through the historical events or are experts on the historical events. They get to do college level research, whether it's going to archives. One of our groups with the Smith College Archive, Columbia College Archive, they've interviewed senators, congressmen, all to kind of shine a light on an episode of history that may have been forgotten or overlooked in a history textbook. So I think that's one of the coolest things about it, that they take ownership over telling a story that might not have been told before.
It is a very important philosophy for Innovation Lab for students not only to learn content, but then to move forward with that content to try to make a difference in the world. And in that, they will learn the purpose of whatever it is that they are studying.
Brian Wallach. And I'm Ben Gall. And we're the STEM 11 teachers in Innovation Lab. What is STEM class? Science, technology, engineering, and mathematics.
Our STEM classes are all about making something and then looking at either the physics or the chemistry or the math behind why it works.
We don't just teach you the math, we teach you how the math helps you with the science. We don't just teach you technology, we teach you how to engineer so that you can use the technology.
So what we want students to do is to really become engineers and then use technology in order to show all of the different principles in science and math. And so we incorporate things like projectile motion and quadratics. We study polynomials and trigonometry, and we really just want to teach these things together. Science and math are so alike that to teach them separately just seems...
Throughout my career as a physics teacher, students would come up to me and say, oh, we already learned this in math class, or sometimes I would have to teach new concepts that they would then learn in math class later in the year. It didn't seem to make sense.
So we might as well put them together and create really interesting, fun projects for students to do that make school a little bit more fun. What we want to do is give you the time and the space and let you provide the energy to create a really cool project that demonstrates that you know how these topics work. If you're the kind of student who likes to make something, to take it apart, to figure it out, to try and explain to others how it works, then Innovation Lab is the kind of program that you might really like. It does take a little bit of a jump. You have to be willing to put yourself out there to figure out the things you don't know. You can end up exhibiting something that you're so super proud of that you might never have known you could do in school before.
Back to school, ring the bell, brand new shoes, walking blues, climb the fence, books and pens. I can tell that we are gonna be friends.